Don't you just love the feeling of reuniting with a player that's followed you around everywhere? Welcome home. Hello, my name's Damien, I'm that Trucking Football Manager, and welcome back to Glasses United. And as discussed, we are back for games 2 and 3 of the season, in which we will play Diet Europa and then Full Fat Europa. One of those games will be better than the other. But, before we get into that, transfer news. Emmanuel Williams returns. I say returns, he's never played for Glasses before, but he's played for me lots of times. This is a big old signing, I have to say. He is, well, he's very, very good, especially for this level of football. We assigned him, he was released by Europa, I mentioned this before, he was released by Europa at the end of the season, and he's come in to play for us. He didn't agree immediately, but when the transfer window closed, he obviously decided his options were limited, so he came and joined me. He's already played once, he's already scored once. What a player. I'm very excited to have him back, I have to say. He's no longer one of the very best strikers in Gibraltar, because some of the English lads who have converted are now better than him, such as Reese and the other one, Dan Ward, that was it. Luke Reese and Dan Ward are both better than him, if we're being honest. So he may still struggle to get into a team, but that's far from the big issues. Another issue: we're going professional next season. They refused, interestingly, and I managed to convince them by saying, hey, we'll be left behind by our rivals. Obviously, that's a concern, because our rivals are Europa and Lincoln, because we picked the big boys. So it will be exciting to get this full-time team underway, which will be just in time for the qualifying of the Europa League next year. Yeah. Good news there. We are over the wage budget, but not by a hell of a lot, not by enough to annoy the board. They're a bit disappointed I've not signed youngsters, but again, we're over the wage budget, and I'd rather sign good players than youngsters. We are required to qualify for the Europa Conference League next year. We played the one game, and we beat Man 62 3-0. I pressed the wrong button. There we go. Dave Woods, Chris Eaton, and Emmanuel Williams scoring 3 goals in 20 minutes. We hammered them. There was no need to continue pushing. We made 3 subs at half-time. We'd beaten them comfortably. Time to go on a hunt, because I haven't actually looked myself yet about other teams. So we know who got through the second round was College, wasn't it? Yeah, Tyrrell beat Lincoln, but College beat Sudieska. So we need to get into the third qualifying round and see how far College got. Probably not all that far. Look at the grey ones first. Yes, they got smashed 6-0 by Dynamo Kiev. I mean, that'll happen, won't it? Dynamo Kiev are quite good. Then we got to the Champions League. Probably not in a Champions League group stage, if we're being honest. Second qualifying round, Europa lost to Breidablik Unmelnafelag. Yes, that. Let's just go straight to them. It's going to be quicker. Schedule. They then played in the Europa League playoff and got beat. No, they beat AEK Larnakas. So they've qualified for Europa League, where they've lost to Atalanta, they've lost to Utrecht, and they've lost to Apoel Limassol so far. But they're in the Europa League. That's what matters. That is more coefficient points, so that's good old news, that is. Interestingly, that the Europa League, they're still playing in the Victoria Stadium. Not in the... Okay, that's weird. They're playing the Europa Stadium there, but the Victoria Stadium there. That's a little confusing. But either way, they are happily getting absolutely stuffed in the Europa League, so that's fine. That'll affect their morale and maybe lead to us getting some points off them. Seems unlikely, I know. Apart from that, we've only got to catch you up on the next 2 games in the Nations League C. We beat Armenia 6-1 away, goals by Reese, Kiezu, Caetano, Eastwood, and Ward. Stole shot and taking a red at the death. Then whoops, that keeps happening. Then a 2-2 draw away at Slovenia is more than good enough. 90 plus 3rd minute equaliser. Very happy with that. Lewis Webb had a very, very good game for us. So yeah, we've got Estonia and Armenia. We are behind Estonia by 3 points. If we can beat Estonia by more than 3 goals to 1, we should finish above them and therefore win the group. I will come back for that. When was it again? 12th of November. I will definitely come back for those 2 games. Obviously, we have to beat Armenia as well. But if we beat Estonia by more than 3 goals to 1, we can go above them and win the group and get promoted to Nations League B, which would be lovely. But that's for next time. This time we shall play Europa Point. Daria Henry got his torn hamstring about a week before the season started, typically enough, so we are short a right back. Somerville's doing that job, and he's okay at it. Reece Garner at left back is performing well. It is, again, really surprising to see how Hawkins, Ferguson, and Wells Morrison, who were 3 outstanding centre mids, are now not that. If we put one of them in, well, I'll just hover over here. Ferguson 2-star, Wells Morrison 2-star, Hawkins 2-star. That's how much we've improved the squad. I haven't yet seen Wednesday night's video because it's now Wednesday afternoon. I haven't seen your response to that yet, so I'll be interested to see what you think of my improvement. I'm going to chuck Mitch Roberts in centre half instead of... Oh, I can't! We're hitting into the old player trained in Gibraltar rule again, which is annoying. Can I fix that with a well-applicated right back? I could put Hopper back there. That works. Let's do that. I don't know if that's a good idea. But I've done it, so screw you. Somerville can sit on the bench instead of Kenny Coker, I think. We'll go with that. So Blackmore is in goal with Garner, Roberts, Dover and Hopper along the back 4. Woods and Stevens in the middle. Taraj and Eaton on the wings. Rickard and Williams up top. This is the easy mode. This is Europa Point. Europa Light, if you will. We should be winning this one comfortably. Simple as that. Well, we expect to win it, and Taraj is a great player, and we made changes, and yes. So once again, we are going to be looking at bringing in specifically Gibraltar trained players again. It's interesting how we keep tripping over the same faults, isn't it? Garner luzzes one long. It's nowhere near long enough. Eaton will pick up the pieces. Roberts out wide to Garner. Drives in the cross. Taraj is under it, and the goalkeeper spills it. Rickard squeezes it into a narrow angle, and we go 1-0 up. Poor goalkeeping doesn't begin to cover that, really, does it? Yeah, it is interesting how we keep crashing into the same faults. Like, each time we build up a squad, we have the same problem with players. It's not so bad this time, because we do have a fair number of young Gibraltarians. And we've just brought in Williams, who will help. Rickard, Taraj, they will help. Eaton has a free kick that might as well be a penalty. Top left corner. Oh, top right corner. The top left corner to the goalkeeper, which is obviously what I meant. And we go 2-0 up after 6 minutes. Now, the question is, what are we going to achieve this year? I said at the end of last season that what I want is to overhaul Lincoln for 2nd place. That's a big ask. Do not get me wrong, that is a big ask. But this will be 2 teams in a row that we have put to the sword, assuming we keep it that way. 2 of the weaker teams, don't get me wrong, but still. Eaton drives on a low cross, and Dover has his header. Oh, it hits the crossbar. I thought it was tipped onto the crossbar by the goalkeeper. Tudela takes the goal kick. Time and space for Roberts just brings it down. Oh, not a care in the world. Garner to Woods to Eaton and Rickard. Woods is on the run. Here he is. Puts one towards Williams. It's not a great ball. And they play an interesting little triangle at centre half, which I wouldn't have done. Taraj powers himself out wide. Pike takes him on. Cross comes in. Eaton's in space. Diving header. Beautiful work by Chris Eaton. And we are 3-0 up in 20 minutes. And yeah, the question has to be, can we take over Lincoln? Can we threaten Europa? The answer to that is almost certainly not yet. Certainly to the second half. But maybe. When we go pro at the end of the season, that's what we have to look at next year. Next year, we have to look at, can we take on Europa. Because we'll be the third professional team in the country. Dover nods one down to Rickard. Chips it towards Williams. It's not very good. Morton hacks a clear, but Hopper will be under it. Nods it forward. Taraj has plenty of space out there. Pike is slow to come across. Eaton with another header, and this one's into the keeper's hands. And we're going to learn so much about where we are in the next game. When we play Europa, we will learn if we've got a team or not. Because, Europa Point, bless them, they're not that team. What I'd be interested to learn as well, I have to say, having picked up about 3 million quid, Woods with the header, and it's a lovely one, and we are 4-0 up. Having picked up that lovely 3.1 million quid or whatever it was for TV revenue, I assume everyone must have got that, right? I assume. I can't see why we'd have got it and no one else would have. And we never got it at Europa, so it's not like it's a high-performing thing. So it must simply be because the league is now more reputable. And if that's the case, well, if Europa Point just picked up 3 million quid, which they wouldn't have been expecting, and Lynx and Man 62 and all the others, then maybe that's the step towards this league turning really very good. I say really very good. It's got to catch up with the German Dreiliga first. But, if that money's going to come flowing in, and if that's going to happen every year, you don't come close to spending 3 million quid in a year. We spend... If we have a bad year, we might lose 200 or 300 grand. And that's a really bad year. Lovely hit by Geordie Thomas, who, by the way, is one of our former players. He's gone to get the ball, hasn't noticed that Blackmore's picked it up and walked off with it. In fact, that was actually rubbish when I said 300 or 400 grand. We don't spend that much, and we don't come close to spending that much. Maybe 100 grand would be a bad year. 100 grand of losses. So, to be picking up 3 million quid, that's 30 years worth of expenses. Wright's cross comes in, and Rickard loses out in the air. Suddenly 4-1, and that's 2 good chances they've created. Do we want to make any changes? We probably do. Who have we got? Kevin Heim. I don't think I've even looked at him yet. Let's see if we can get him on. Probably not because of the player rule. Yeah, I thought so. Right. Eaton for Heim and slide Rickard back out to the wing. Let's go with that. Zach K. I think he's Gibraltarian. He is not. Okay, that's a problem. For Woods, then. And then we'll put Taraj out into the middle. He's not a great centre midfielder, but he's actually not a terrible one. Half a star is harsh, put it that way. And yeah, if we can turn it into a professional side, we can start really looking... Well, we have turned it into a professional side as of next year. Kai Dover with the header. Good old Ben makes it 5-1. Yeah, once we're professional, we can start really spending some budget on getting in 16, 17-year-old kids who will one day qualify as homegrown. Because we know we won't be ruining them by dragging them into a what am I trying to say? Semi-professional club. And we can trust some of these players to improve. Garner has to throw in. It's going to go long. It's not going to work. There we go. And headed away by the Colonel. Rickard drives back in. Roberts. Haim saved well by Tudela. Oh no, it's the post this time. We've hit the woodwork a lot. We hit the woodwork a lot anyway. 75th minute. Have we got another change in us? We have. Right, what can we do? Taraj can come off for Owens. No, he can't. Oh, I hate this rule so very much. Hobbs. He's the only one there, I think, who I can bring on. Is Eastham homegrown? That's an excellent question. Thank you. I'm literally talking to myself. He is part English. Is he homegrown? Nation trade in England at Fleetwood. No, he is not. That's annoying. We need to try and find a homegrown goalkeeper, really, don't we? Well, it's staying as it is then. And that is going to lead to the expulsion of several players from our squad, that rule, because there are many that are not good enough that they can get into the side because they're not Gibraltarian homegrown. Does that make sense? Oh, Williams gets shoved over. It's a penalty for Ben. Come on, Ben. Is it for a hat-trick? Why is he taking it? Oh, well, it's not for a hat-trick now. Tadella picks it up. Ben misses a, let's be honest, pretty poor penalty. Brooks brings it down. Powers out wide. Hopper's tracking. Cross comes in deep and well won by Wright. And it looked to me like Blackmore carried that over the line, but we're not going to argue. Oh, I took off Eaton on a hat-trick. I didn't notice that. That's annoying. Oh, well. 5-1 winners away at Europa Point. Again, away. That will do quite nicely. Outstretched arms. Very, very good win. Now, we need to carry that into the game against Europa. We'll see. So this is the big one. I expect to lose. Don't get me wrong, I expect to lose. But you never know. And let's face it, Glasses were the one bogey team we had before we left Europa. Blackmore is in goal with Garner, Hopper, Dover and Somerville along the back four. Woods and Hawkins in the middle. Rickard and Eaton on the wings. Cawthorne and Williams up top. Cawthorne because he's homegrown and we are really starting to struggle with that. It's very frustrating. It really is. It will be useful. And this is, you know, because I know Miles watches this channel a lot, and everyone from SI is glued to this every time it comes out. But, you know, what would be really useful is if instead of it just saying you can't make that substitution, it said when you went to press confirm, by the way, you can't do that. Because if you want to juggle the team around, you need to replace the players in the right order, rather than put in the players you want and then fix it, if that makes sense. It might not. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm high on hay fever medication at the minute, so who knows. But we're playing the pink lot of Europa. We need this as a league table, really, don't we? Not that one. That one. Daly has an early corner for them, 11 minutes in. Headed away well by Williams. Or Woods, one or the other. Galliano. Back to Staunton. Caetano. He's a player I'd like to poach. Daly hits one, and that's a hell of a volley. And again, might be bad for Glasses, but it's good for Gibraltar, because Daly is a very good young centre midfielder coming through the ranks. Daly and Galliano, to be fair, are both cracking centre mids. And they're both very young. It's a good hit. I mean, maybe Blackmore could do a little better, but he wouldn't be expecting a volley from there, would he? Williams to Rickard. Oh, two-footed by Staunton. Hey, maybe it's not my fault that Europa was so filthy. Wow. Shotton comes on for Caetano, meaning they've lost a big aerial threat up front. And we're going to have to go demand more, aren't we? Few to hit a free kick. It's not a bad effort, but it clips the bar on the way over. 26th minute. Can we get something off him? Few again. Eaton is going to get sent off. I mean, the one thing you want when that sort of thing happens... Hey, do we still have to have 5? Never mind. The one thing you want is for your players to be a little bit intelligent. And then that happens. Advanced playmaker attack for Rickard. We'll just go with a 5 up front. Because, you know, what else do you do, right? Demands more. Somerville's bombing forward. Daly. 2 foots him. Is he going to go as well? Holy smokes. Right. Are we on our way towards an abandonment? At least our red was the second yellow. Right. Yes, we're the underdogs, but try acting like you care. Eaton, sort yourself out. Alright, make sure we've not got anything set to play up the wings. We'll play a bit wider, stop passing the space, stop playing out of defence. Let's try and get into them a bit more. Maybe not with the harsh tackling, though, because... Well, because of a few reasons. What happens if I try and bring on Heim now? It has no problem with it. That's interesting. Well, I'm going to do that, then. Give him a half, see what happens. Snaves comes on for Zajmi. Galliano goes in the book. The referee is clearly on one. Williams to take a free kick. Has a go. Oh, Webb taps it around the corner nicely. If we've ever got a chance to take points off Europa, that time is now. Heim's going to take the corner. Lifts it in. Hopper's under it, but heads it straight up. But we have a lot of players on bookings, so let's not get too excited. Wood nods it down to Rickard. Hopper can look out wide for Garner and does. Heim's in front of him. Woods is inside. That's Woods. Heim will pick it up there. Back to Garner. Woods. Hopper again. Garner and Woods. And we've lost a bit of momentum from that attack. Rickard can just turn and hit one. Finds Somerville instead, who hits one himself. Saved on the line. I think that's probably enough of a highlight. Webb sends it long. Nodded down to Few. We don't like that. McGrew nodding it down. Few hits one and it's not very good. Few! I've been waiting to make that joke all day. It's not even a good joke. We're going to go very attacking. You know what? Why not? Let's get into them. Nothing really happening, if we're being honest. I'm going to take off some booked players because this is a bit silly. Woods can come off for Owens. Yep, you're right. You want an aggressive defensive midfielder on the pitch right now. And Zach K can come on for... K can come on for Williams. Nope, he can't. Never mind. Johnston can come on for Williams. And then Johnson can go that way, and Rickard can go that way, and Heim can be the lone forward. Because I do think we're missing something in not having wingers, and I'd rather have the wingers there. And I know it looks like a negative change, but I don't think it is one. By making them both winger attack, we can pincer a bit better. Webb sends a long ball forward, and it's flicked on by McGrew. Blackmore will make a glorious save or something. Somerville lifts one forward. Heim's under it. Johnson flicks it back to him, but Chiezu, who is a very good defender, sorts it all out. Galliano to Few. Snaith to Shotton to Snaith. Few again. I mean, it's worth pointing out that they have 9 players. They really shouldn't be playing around us like this. There's 20 to play. Kian Ronan will take a corner for them. Headed away well by Dover. Will Heim get there? He doesn't quite. McGrew back to Chiezu. And again, they are a very good team, even if they can't be trusted to stay on their feet in a tackle. Richardson to Chiezu. Webb lifts it forward again. Hopper has to win this one and doesn't. Few flicks it on. Dover has to beat McGrew. Instead, he just kicks him. Is he going to walk? He is! Brilliant! We're down to 9 aside. Good work, ref. He's on commission from the Gibraltar FA fines department, I think. Owens is going to have to drop into centre half. This is going to be interesting. Right, maybe not centre mid attack for our only midfielder either. Rickard, this is so stupid. We'll do that. Poacher attack for Johnson. And then Rickard can be attacking mid support. This is ridiculous. Let's do it. I love it when it goes stupid. Ronan lifts the ball into the area and Few's got to be offside. Doesn't he? He's behind the goalkeeper. Well, we're going to lose the tie now. We're back down to 9 aside, so what can you do? Is Few not offside? Few's not offside. Just nobody goes with him and the goalkeeper just gets lost. I don't even understand what he's trying to do there. Because he's nowhere near where the ball's going to come down. So even if it hadn't been headed by Few, he's in completely the wrong place. And maybe it's time to give Connor Eastham a bit of football, isn't it? It'll be a 2-0 defeat and a very expensive day for the fines department. And this is with stay on feet. You saw that. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 yellows and a straight red. What do we say about that? I'm not happy. We should have won it. I'm going to go with that. Eaton, let's have a chat. Dover, let's have a chat. Scream in their faces. That'll make them happier. Right, so that's where we are then. We are not as good as Europa still. Referee was card happy. Yeah, let's just go with that. That is ridiculous as a game of football goes, but never mind. We are still 3 points off the top. That's all we can ask for. I think it's time to go in a press conference. I don't go in press conferences very often anymore, but I think it's time to go in and have a chat about how bad the referee was. Hopper, he wasn't bad. Few, I don't care about him. Daly, I don't care about that. Match officials. Officials cost us today. I've never seen a match refereed so poorly. It's lies. I've seen many matches refereed so poorly. Well, let's tear into the officials and call it that. Right, thank you very much for watching. I'll be back for those international games, I think. When did I say it was? November something. So it's in that gap between Lions and Lynx. Perfect place for it. I'll be back for that game on Wednesday. Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this one, please do like. Thumbs up if you're new. Share it around. Interact with us. Give us some comments. Give us a like. That sort of thing. I've noticed the view count is just starting to tail off a bit. And I don't like it. I want more views. Thank you for watching. See you real soon. Bye-bye.